Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your reading. My name is Edgar Mendez, and today we are doing a reading all about your person's current feelings for you. I want to thank you for being here. Don't forget to like and to comment. I will let you know I have suffered from a lot of spiritual attacks ever since December 2023. When I was trying to make my debut, I had my mind broke. I lost one of my dragons. And I got disconnected from my spiritual team, and I even I want to say my spiritual connection has been severed, right? As I've been trying to reestablish it, so I haven't been able to do any readings. I haven't been able to really work. I even got evicted, right? I want to let you all know that that's actually what I've been going through. I'm starting to feel much better ever since I woke up in the morning, right? I want you to know that I feel like that this thing's happening to a lot of other people, and if it has happened to you, please let me know. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what you have to say. I love to hear your story, and I'm thinking about maybe even going to the authorities, okay? So I'm gonna leave it like that. So Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So what are Cancer's person's feelings for Cancer? What is their energy and Cancer's connection? Let's take a look here. We have the Seven of Cups. Interesting. Sorry, it's like my tea right there. Seven of Cups for me is sometimes about fantasies, especially this one. The way it's illustrated, you have this woman here. Sorry if you can see it. She's has all these things she's thinking about. One thing that I will say is coming through from the guides is be very careful with how many things you're juggling or how many things you're thinking about. When we can, let's say you are, you're spreading your stuff out too thin. Maybe you're too much fantasies, too much maybe too much energy drain. I know it sounds crazy, but when you daydream about stuff, it drains your energy. It starts I don't know, you're exhausted, right? So be careful with how much you are fantasizing. Be careful with how many things you're thinking about, right? I want to say this: it's okay to think about nothing, right? But I feel with the Seven of Cups here, there's a message I feel like you're maybe you think about all the things you should be doing with your person, but anyway, sorry, I'm drinking something. We have oppression reversed, and we have the Three of Swords here as well. Interesting. And then we have Justice and the Four of Cups. And the overall is going to be the Ace of Swords here. I feel a lot of you are really looking at why things happen the way they did with your person. Why haven't things maybe worked out? Or why was my heart broken? Or why are we brought together? It feels like you're trying to gain clarity on why things ended, or why things aren't working, or why every time you try it seems to blow up in your face. I have news for you. Sometimes it's karma, right? It's not it's a bad thing, but do you know when you try to do something go after something good and then you start tripping, falling, or you're late to it, right? So you're a really important job you need to you got an interview for, right? And you can't believe it, and then you wake up that morning and everything goes wrong and you can't make it. That's a little bad luck, right? Or a little karma, right? I feel a lot of you are trying to figure out maybe why things aren't working out, but I think it could be something like that, like karma or bad luck or something like that. I'm not saying you did anything bad per se, but sometimes we need a clearing, or sometimes we need to forgive, right? Which I feel like it actually is, by the way. Sometimes we need to maybe even do some healing with our relationships, right? But my message to you, Cancer, is you're trying to gain clarity on why things got messed up here, right? I feel like they could be doing the same, but let me see. We have the Prince of Pentacles, maybe. But I feel like you're very focused on the details right now. You're very focused on all the stuff. But what's interesting, the Seven of Cups is your first card, which is too much. There's too much. You can't focus on 7 things at once, right? Yeah, right? I feel like you're somewhat doing that. Focus on one thing at a time, right? It came through from the guides. Focus on your very first interaction with them. how did you feel when you first saw this person, and kind of go from there. So sometimes I don't know how to explain it, no. um Sometimes, right? Like, let's say you're like thinking about the same conversation over and over again, you're not getting any more clarity. Think about a different conversation and see if that gives you clarity, or think about something else, or maybe think about good times instead of the bad ones. There's just a message here about, like, you're spreading yourself out a little bit too thin. You're a little bit drained, and you're not really gaining the clarity that you want. Okay. With the Six of Wands here, with the Justice and the Four of Cups, I know you're a can doer, right? I feel like you're someone who is trying to, like, find the best in the situation. So you are going to keep at it until you find truth, or until you balance the scales, or until you feel like it's complete. So I know that you're not going to let this up until you're done with this connection, right? So I see, like, you, Cancer, very focused on this connection, and you're focused on this connection because you want some clarity you're missing, about maybe why things don't work out, or about maybe what you still need to learn. But I see, like a Cancer who's adamantly working at their connection with their person, and trying to figure out how to make it work with them. So this is a really good sign. This tells me that you probably really want love, right? Even though most people do, but you know what I mean? Like, you really want it. Like, you're willing to do the work. But sorry, I did like a smoke cleanse. Cancer, just to clear the energy of the room. I did like 3 readings. Anyway, um, protect yourself, cleanse yourself, keep yourself clear. At my last apartment, I kept having the person upstairs complaining about, like, the sage I was using, about me saging, and I stopped cleansing myself, and that's when the spiritual attacks I was suffering under got really bad. So I just want you to know, keep yourself cleansed, keep yourself saged, cleanse daily, right? And just keep yourself protected, okay? No matter if the person upstairs complains about smoke, right? It's just sage. Anyway, but I feel like you are kind of spreading yourself so thin, right? Maybe dedicate some time in your day to focus on this connection, or maybe dedicate some time in your day to focus on some of the problems that you have that are suppressing you, and you're going to make progress. Earlier today, I woke up with, like, very little connection, very little connection to my spiritual connection, right? And I worked at it, and I now have a connection again, right? So you have to, like, dedicate time and to strengthen that connection again, okay? Sorry. Michael says I open up my connection a lot. Anyway, but I see you, because of all the things you're thinking about, maybe, you're kind of draining yourself. So stop draining yourself here, Cancer. Focus on one thing at a time. I know it sounds crazy, but what if you dedicated like one task a day to fixing your connection with your person? Let's say, like, you want to learn how to love them better. So set the intention, like, I want to learn, like, how to love my person better, and I also want to learn what's keeping me from knowing my full feelings or true feelings for them, right? And that will be your daily task, right? Maybe 2-day task, right? And when you do that, you're going to, like, actually make progress. I feel like I see someone here who's kind of like that, like, just, like, moving around life like they're wobbling, right? Set strict intentions, right? About what you want, or what you want to cover that day, and you're going to cover it, okay? Especially if you work a 9-to-5 job, you do a lot of work without knowing it. A lot of thoughts, by the way, but for your connection, I see you are really trying to figure out why things went the way they did, why your heart got broken, and really trying to gain clarity from that. I see someone who's trying to move forward, move on, and to better themselves, maybe, right? I actually think better themselves, but I don't know if you're there yet, but I see someone who's strong, and I see someone who's capable, and I see someone who's, like, has enough knowing to be like, I do you know when you like being happy, or you like being peaceful, or you like feeling good, right? You continuously work at the things that don't make you feel good until they're gone, right? That's what I see happening for your connection. It's like, you know, this connection doesn't sit well with you yet, right? And you're going to keep at it, right? Keep chipping away at this until you finally feel like there's a resolution. And it's a really good place to be, is what I want to say, okay? Let's look at their feelings for you. What is this person's current feelings for Cancer? This person's current feelings for Cancer. Sorry, I wouldn't do like that. What is this person's current feelings for Cancer? Okay. We have Eight of Swords reverse. Interesting. Somewhat similar to yours. They're trying to get out of their head a little bit more. We have Beginnings. Interesting. Beginnings is that Fool energy. Okay. We have Two of Cups. Okay. I feel like they're starting to begin to see the beauty in your connection. The beauty in the dynamic, the beauty in you, right? Sorry, you know, I don't have to say this one, but it's a funny one. Some people are fooling themselves, right? But this person's like, they're kind of fooling you, I think, right now. But they're starting to see the beauty in this connection, the beauty in you, and I want to say the beauty of like what could be here. So maybe you were like quick to this. I feel like they're getting to it, if that makes sense, right? This person's starting to see you and your worth, your value much better. Okay. We have the King of Pentacles here as well. For their feelings, the Five of Cups reversed, and then the Ace of Swords as well with the Ace of Wands here. Two aces. There's sparks, I feel. That's how they feel towards you. And do you know when you kind of like meet someone and you're like whatever, right? And then I don't know how to say it. Like you look, you think back at your time with them, and you see things you missed. That's kind of what's happening with this person. They're looking back at all the time they spent with you, and they're seeing all the things they missed, right? About how beautiful you are, how much balance there is here. And it's this person starting to see you from a different side, and it's a really beautiful thing. I feel like this person doesn't feel like they were as generous with you. Some of yous, I feel like this person, I don't know if that's true though. This is not gonna be for everyone, but some of you, this person didn't feel like they had enough to give you, or they don't feel like they, you know how like you know how we're abundant, but we don't know we're abundant. Do you know what I mean? Like I remember when I had come to an understanding that the energy that I had really lifted people up and made them feel great. But I had no understanding about that. So I didn't know I was abundant, right? I didn't know my energy was abundant. I didn't know that I was like opulent, for instance, right? Or I want to say even worthy, or that I was worthwhile or sought after. I made a difference. I didn't know any of those things, right? I feel like this person doesn't know that they are abundant enough to have someone like you, or abundant enough not to be stingy. And it's like they're coming to that understanding that they're more abundant than they knew. One of the best ways to like figure out that you're abundant is to figure out what you've already achieved in the past life. And you start to think, well, that's not that bad. I remember I've already achieved unity consciousness in the past life. I was like, how did I achieve that already, right? I achieved it when I was a Pleiadean, a Starseed. I want to say an Arcturian one, but I don't know. I achieved it like then, right? When I was on Pleiades. A long, long time ago. It was super crazy, by the way. I couldn't believe it, right? When I had that understanding, I was like, oh, I can do pretty much anything, right? I feel here, this person's starting to come to the conclusion that they are more abundant than they knew. Sometimes we look at abundance and look at the money we have in our bank account. That's not abundance, or it's not the, yeah, I want to say that. It's not abundance, right? Abundance is something else, and we don't even, like, fully conceptualize yet, right? You're helping this person realize that they're more abundant, but I feel like when they were around you, they didn't feel like they can give you enough, or they didn't feel like they wanted to give you enough because they didn't think they had more. So it's like they were kind of stingy. So I'm just gonna leave it like that, not for everyone, but it kind of reminded me of that. I was like, Anyway, we have the Five of Cups reversed. If you had an ending, or if things kind of went like south, they're not sad about it anymore. And that's a good thing. They're not looking at it like, oh, it's over. They're starting to think like, maybe there's more here than I thought. And it's allowing this person to be more, more hopeful about the future of this connection. They're starting to see things that they missed before. We have the page Princess of Staves here, and the Three of Cups. Interesting. Princess of Staves for me reversed. The upright. It's like looking at that wand and seeing things, but sometimes it's a spark. I know it sounds crazy, but it feels like this person thought maybe the spark was blown out of your connection, but they're starting to see it a little differently. Let me see. Can I have a clarifier on what the Princess of Staves reverse means for Cancer's reading? Okay, we have 2 cards. These are reversed. We have a leg up reversed and a soulmate reversed. There could have been someone else involved. That's kind of what I got with 3 of Cups, so I was like, I'm not really getting that. But if there was another person involved in your connection, Cancer, if there was another a person involved in your connection, they may have blown up the candle in this connection, and they may have, like, come in between you and them. I don't know if that's still the case, by the way. But I feel like this person is starting to see you and the possibilities differently, okay? So let's get your guidance, or your outcome cards, please, for Cancer's reading. Let's take a look here. We have a card. It's called Loyal Heart. Loyal Heart for me is, I feel both of you are, even if you're not together, are still working hard on your connection to try to make it work with each other. And I know that maybe you've suffered some setbacks, you may have suffered some, gone through some fights, but I see 2 people here working really hard to make it work, or to be back together if you're not together right now, or if you're in no contact. So that's a crazy good thing, right? Both people on the same page, right? Going after the same, like, I guess each other, right? I wasn't saying the same person, but, that's a crazy thing, right? So I want you to know that that's like, I don't know, it feels profound to me. But with the Loyal Heart here, it's like, you know how, like, that sounds crazy, but, like, you know, you can be really far away from someone and still love them, right? It's like, that's crazy, right? It's like, you and this person could be very far away from each other right now, and yet you're still working to meet, or you're still working to have each other. You're still working to, like, maybe have another chance. And that's crazy. Anyway, we have Poised here. Whether you know it or not, you're both trying to be ready for each other. Does that make sense? You're both trying to work hard at like, being ready when there's another chance or another opportunity, or that door opens up again. It's coming through from the guides. I hope they don't mind me saying this. Sorry, they said they kind of do, but I want you to know that, like, all the work you're doing in your day-to-day task, and all the work they're doing, is helping you be that poised self, right? That I'm ready self, okay? Let me see, is there one more card, please? For Cancer, we have Serendipity reverse with Co-Create. It's kind of a message that comes through from Divine. She says that in the past, or when we first meet our person, there's a lot of support to getting you to meet. But after you met them, it's, like, up to you to meet them again. Or it's up to you to come together again. Does it make sense? Like, in the past, like, you meeting them was chance. Or fate, right? Fated meeting, right? And now that you have met each other, coming back together, that's up to you. You gotta co-create it. So if you're hoping that, like, fate brings you back together, right? Probably... I won't say probably not, but they said probably, right? But you're gonna need to co-create that to happen, right? You need to, like, make the choices that lead you there to for that to happen. And I see that happening, by the way, for you and your person. But there's a message here about not not missing the fact that you have to do your fair share of the work, right? It's like I don't know. I'm just throwing this out. No, I don't know if that's a good example, but they said it's an okay one. Let's say, like, you got, like, you know, I'm gonna leave it like this. I will leave it here, but let's say, like, a private investigator gave you the name and address of your person, right? You figured out where they live, right? Not saying you knew them or not by this point, but they're like, oh, this is where your person is, right? you still have to like maybe drive there or fly there to get to them, right? Like that's your share, right? There's something about making sure that you do your share of the work to meet them, because it's like first time meeting them was fate, right? The second time, it's like it's like it's like it's in your hands, okay? So that's what serendipity kind of means, okay? So you're not gonna have those like that lucky eureka moment again, right? You need to make it happen, okay? And we have orphaned. It's a message that comes through from the guides. Do not be afraid about do not be afraid with this orphan card. Um I want to say about like the like what went down between you and them, any pain or any like disagreements. I don't think it's like it's your connection's over, Cancer, okay? I feel like there's still treasure to be found. All right, I'm gonna leave it like that for you, Cancer. Don't forget to like and comment. Please let me know in the comment section if you have any kind of spiritual attacks. I might be working with the Starseeds to develop like a healing or a way to protect yourself from spiritual attacks. So I'll just keep that in mind. Actually, they're thinking about maybe like a house and space clearing where we set up like a space to be safe. I just want you to know that like spiritual attacks are real, or at least they were for me. If you've had any, please let me know. Please book with me private reading as well. And I want to say healing for you, but they say healing a little bit later. Let me know in the comments. I love you all and take care. Bye, Cancer.